If your grocery budget is out of control, this video is to give you a little bit of hope. For the entire year of 2025, we had a grocery budget of $270 per month, and we stuck to that, which makes that $9 per day for our house or $4.50 per person. While eating whole, nutritious foods that's mostly organic and for an allergy family, we were able to stick to our grocery budget. And for many times a month, we are also feeding friends and family, sometimes just for one meal or one evening, but other times when family and friends come to visit for days or a week at a time, we were able to stretch the things that we were serving without having to increase our grocery budget. If you're just meeting me, my name is Amy Cross, and this is the Cross Legacy, where I teach you how to save money on groceries. This all started over 4 years ago when I was teaching some produce tips. When I was teaching some produce tips that other families didn't know, and it ended up landing me in the media all over the world. I had a TED Talk, and now I'm the best-selling author of the Zero Waste Produce Guide. The average family throws away over 40 to 60% of the food that they buy, and in our household, we have zero food waste. So if you're stressing out about your grocery budget and wanting to know a better way to feed your family, this video is for you. This is not only going to include produce tips, but all of the things that I do to make sure that we are able to stick to a grocery budget and have very wholesome meals. And let's be honest, groceries are really expensive. We are a grown and flown family, meaning that our kids are out of the house, and we have learned that this age demographic is especially hard because we are used to making big meals and then ending up wasting a lot of food. And if you're an allergy family or you have other health conditions that you're trying to work around or just trying to eat more organic foods, then the grocery prices can seem extremely expensive. These are all things that I have dealt with for many years, not only for myself, but my kiddos. And I have been able to stick to this grocery budget for a really long time. Now, we live in Washington. We are from the Seattle area, that we were born and raised in that area. And just 2 months ago, we moved to Eastern Washington. But Washington is one of the most highest cost of living areas in the country. And I was doing some research, and the average 2-adult family is spending between $850 to $1,400 a month on groceries. And some even a lot more, as they are buying groceries for their house and then still going out often to eat. But this year we spent $270 per month on groceries, or even less, and we didn't do it by eating cheap processed meals. We were able to have wholesome ingredients in our house at all times. We make simple meals that I batch cook, so I don't have to cook every single day. And being able to learn how to keep your ingredients fresh longer, including your produce, will end up reducing your food waste a lot. Our secret is not couponing. It's not being so extremely frugal that we're not buying the things that we enjoy or even the brands that we like. And it's definitely not skipping any meals, even though I don't cook them all every day. And most of all, it is not meal planning. I find that I stock ingredients that I can use multiple different ways, and I teach different recipes that you can mix up those ingredients to make completely different meals. I do concentrate on having ingredients in our house that we can use multiple different ways, because I definitely do not like to meal plan. I like to be able to have the flexibility to make new and interesting meals. With those same ingredients, you are easily able to swap out things and make something totally different. And if your mood changes, or you don't have as much time as you thought you had, or for us, the weather changes and I don't want to meal plan days and days ahead of time, this is the system that works for me. One thing that I absolutely don't like doing is meal planning where I am stuck having to make a certain item for meals, especially meals days on end. What I do focus on is having quality ingredients in our house that are really versatile, and I can change my mind at a moment's notice. For the entire year of 2025, we put out a meals series of videos that came out showing how I changed the meals that we have based on the seasons and my mood and what is going on. But it shows a great example of how we have different meals, and it helps you figure out some meals that your family might enjoy too. This is my zero waste produce guide, which goes through 75 produce items, A to Z, and how I'm able to keep them fresh for weeks. It reduces my need to run to the grocery store. We first started out needing to go to the grocery store every couple days and then pushed that out to every couple weeks. And now we are a family that can go an entire month without needing to go to the grocery store and having fresh produce the whole entire time. This book is linked in the description, but we also have hundreds of videos on this channel to teach you how to keep each individual produce item fresh longer. I think it's also really important to learn the different seasons for produce and where it's coming from, so you can rotate your meals around the seasonal produce that's available in your area. This also helps cut down on boredom of snacks and meals. I also batch cook meals at least once a week. Whenever I'm making a meal, I put a couple more portions away into the freezer, and that way I'm able to rotate meals out all of the time, and we have meals that are homemade from scratch, that are allergy friendly, that I just had to pull out of the freezer. And this also means I don't have to spend an entire day meal prepping to make those meals. I just keep that rotation going on trying to make one batch cooked meal a week, and then we have meals that we can rotate. And I always make sure that we have some cooked protein on hand in the freezer that we can easily pull out again, and we can repurpose it into something new and exciting to have a different kind of meal at any time. We have an entire series for this also, where I teach how to make different meals by cooking either chicken or ham, turkey, roast, and hamburger. So you can learn some new techniques to be able to cook it one time and repurpose it for many meals. This Meals on a Budget series will also put in the description. So just some highlights of the meals that we have made over the years. You can see that they are beautiful in color, they are nutrient dense, and they are not boring. So make sure that you are hitting subscribe to our channel so we can teach you all of these tips to have wholesome meals in your family too. Were there hard months, hard days? Absolutely. Were there days that I didn't want to cook or was just out of ideas? For sure. During the year of 2025, we actually remodeled our house, listed our house, moved to a completely new area, and started all over. I also have reflective sympathetic dystrophy, so during that time, I also had a flare-up, and for a couple weeks, I had a really hard time lifting my arm at all. But we set some really big goals for our family so we could afford to do some of the other things that we wanted to do. And I knew with the $270 grocery budget that we would be able to have all of the food in the house that we needed to have. And we were still able to do some fun things with other money that we had. And for the first 5 entire months of 2025, we didn't go out to eat. We didn't get coffee. We didn't go through a drive-through. We were saving money away in a special account. So we still had all the groceries we wanted in the house. And instead of having extra money to go out to coffee and out to get takeout, we made sure that we set that extra special money aside so we could do a very special thing for Mike's 50th birthday. The Meals series is a great thing to go back and watch from the very beginning when we started it in January 2025. It not only shows the meals that we are making, but it also vlogs throughout our life, and you can see the different things that I'm batch cooking, what I'm doing to prepare and think ahead of time on things, but it helps you get to know us a little bit more too. At one point in our lives, we were working 5 jobs between the two of us. We had our main job and we had part-time hustles, and that was just because we were dealing with some medical expenses and we were trying to keep our house out of foreclosure. We were making sure that the power was on, and we were also worrying about the grocery budget. It wasn't until I finally conquered dealing with this grocery budget that I realized that I'm able to stick to this budget and still have financial peace in our house, but it's also lifted that weight off of our shoulders that it is possible to have all of our needs met. And for the record, this didn't happen because we have a lot of food storage or a huge pantry that we bought ahead of time. We have been following this grocery budget now for almost 18 years, almost 2 decades. It originally started out as $100 a person in our family, and then around 2017 we bumped it up to $135 per person in our family, and I've been able to keep it to that same grocery budget even as our kids have moved out of the house and it's just become the two of us here, which sometimes it seems like it's harder to plan for a smaller family than a larger family. I just want you to know that it is possible. You don't have to spend hours a day in a kitchen. You don't have to coupon like it's $19.99. These are simple tips that you can implement into your own household. You just need a system in your household that reduces waste, stretches ingredients, and simplifies your life. In the link in the description is a freebie that we are going to send out that will help you jumpstart your 2026. I'm glad the algorithm brought you to me today here at the 𝐂𝐎𝐍𝐿 Legacy. If you're brand new, make sure that you hit subscribe and know that I spend time every single day answering questions and comments. So if you have a question, I answer them morning and evening every single day. Make sure to let me know what your biggest struggle with your groceries is.